In the digital age, cybersecurity is more important than ever. Today we're diving into the top 10 most mind-blowing cyber attacks of all time. We're talking billions of dollars in damage, millions of lives disrupted, and enough digital espionage to make even James Bond sweat. Knowing about these attacks, understanding how they happened, it's like having a secret weapon against future threats. So whether you're a tech wizard or just starting to learn about the online world, this video is for you. Let's jump right into the top 10 jaw-dropping cyber attacks ever. Okay, first up, we're traveling back in time to 2010. Remember Stuxnet? No? Well, get this. It was like something straight out of a spy movie. This wasn't just some random malware causing a bit of trouble. Stuxnet was a cyber weapon, a digital assassin, specifically designed to take down Iran's nuclear program. It infiltrated the Iranian nuclear facility at Natanz, messing up the centrifuges used to enrich uranium. We're talking thousands of centrifuges spinning out of control, causing real-world damage. This attack sent shockwaves through the world. Governments suddenly realized the devastating potential of cyber warfare. The Stuxnet attack was a game-changer, a wake-up call to the world about the power of cyber weapons. It showed that the lines between the digital world and the real world were blurring, and the consequences could be catastrophic. Fast forward to 2017, and the world watched in horror as the WannaCry ransomware attack wreaked havoc across the globe. This wasn't a targeted attack like Stuxnet. This was a digital pandemic, spreading like wildfire and affecting hundreds of thousands of computers in over 150 countries. Imagine turning on your computer only to be greeted by a message demanding ransom to unlock your own files. That was the reality for countless individuals and organizations hit by WannaCry. Hospitals, businesses, government agencies, they were all crippled by this insidious malware. The impact was staggering. Surgeries had to be postponed, businesses ground to a halt, and people were left stranded as systems crashed around them. WannaCry showed just how vulnerable our interconnected world was to a fast-spreading cyber attack. The WannaCry attack was a stark reminder of the importance of keeping your systems updated and the devastating impact a global ransomware attack could have. It highlighted the interconnectedness of our digital world and the need for greater cybersecurity awareness and preparedness. Just when we thought things couldn't get worse, NotPetya hit in 2017. This wasn't just ransomware, this was digital destruction on an epic scale. While it initially targeted Ukraine, this malware quickly spread worldwide, causing billions of dollars in damage. NotPetya was like a digital wrecking ball, going beyond just encrypting files and demanding ransom. It wiped data, corrupted systems, and left a trail of digital devastation in its wake. Companies like Maersk, the world's largest shipping company, were brought to their knees, unable to process shipments or even communicate effectively. The speed and ferocity of the NotPetya attack caught many off guard. This wasn't about making money, this was about causing chaos. The NotPetya attack was a wake-up call to the world about the potential of cyber attacks to cause widespread disruption and economic damage. It highlighted the need for organizations to have robust cybersecurity measures in place to detect, prevent, and recover from such attacks. Hold on to your popcorn, because things are about to get Hollywood in our next cyber attack story. In 2014, Sony Pictures Entertainment found itself at the center of a massive cyber attack, and it was like something straight out of a movie plot. A group calling themselves the Guardians of Peace infiltrated Sony's systems, stealing sensitive data, including unreleased movies, employee information, and embarrassing emails between executives. It was a PR nightmare for Sony, as confidential information spilled out onto the internet for the world to see. The attack crippled Sony's operations, disrupting movie releases and causing widespread panic within the company. The FBI eventually attributed the attack to North Korea, though the country denied involvement. The Sony Pictures hack sent shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond, highlighting the vulnerability of even major corporations to cyber attacks. It showed that no one was immune to cyber attacks, and the damage could extend far beyond financial losses, impacting reputations and even national security. Get ready to be outraged, because this next cyber attack is a doozy. In 2017, Equifax, one of the three major credit reporting agencies, suffered a data breach of epic proportions, exposing the personal information of nearly half of the US population. We're talking names, addresses, social security numbers, birth dates, the works. This wasn't just a data breach, it was an identity theft buffet. The hackers had a field day, making off with a treasure trove of sensitive information that could be used for identity theft, fraud, and all sorts of malicious activities. The fallout was swift and severe. Equifax faced lawsuits, investigations, and a public outcry over its handling of the breach. People were rightfully furious that their most sensitive information had been left vulnerable. The Equifax data breach was a stark reminder of the importance of safeguarding personal information and the devastating consequences of data breaches. It highlighted the need for stronger cybersecurity measures and greater accountability for companies entrusted with our data. If you thought tech giants were immune to cyber attacks, think again. In 2009, Google and a who's who of other major companies were targeted in a sophisticated cyber espionage campaign dubbed Operation Aurora. This wasn't about stealing credit card numbers or holding data hostage. This was about stealing intellectual property, the lifeblood of these tech companies. The attackers, widely believed to be state-sponsored hackers from China, infiltrated the company's systems, making off with valuable source code, emails, and other confidential information. The attack sent shockwaves through the tech industry, exposing the vulnerability of even the most secure companies to determined and sophisticated attackers. Operation Aurora was a wake-up call for companies of all sizes, but particularly for those in the tech sector, that they were prime targets for cyber espionage. Remember Yahoo? Well, in 2013 they experienced a data breach of truly epic proportions, affecting all 3 billion of their user accounts. That's right, every single Yahoo user at the time had their data compromised. Talk about a bad day at the office. We're talking names, email addresses, passwords, security questions, even some encrypted passwords were compromised. It was a treasure trove of personal information that could be used for all sorts of nefarious purposes, from phishing scams to identity theft. The Yahoo data breach was a stark reminder of the importance of using strong, unique passwords for each online account and enabling two-factor authentication whenever possible. It also highlighted the need for companies to be transparent about data breaches and to take steps to protect their users' information. The scale of the Yahoo data breach was unprecedented, and it had a lasting impact on the cybersecurity landscape. It forced companies to re-evaluate their security practices and to invest more heavily in protecting their users' data. Imagine a world without Twitter, Netflix, or Spotify. That was the reality for millions in 2016 when a massive distributed denial-of-service DDoS attack targeted DIN, a company that plays a vital role in connecting users to websites. This wasn't your typical DDoS attack. This was a weapon of mass disruption, flooding DIN's servers with so much traffic that they buckled under the pressure. The result? Major websites and services across the internet were knocked offline, leaving users in the dark. The attack highlighted the vulnerability of the internet's infrastructure to DDoS attacks and the potential for such attacks to disrupt critical services. It also underscored the interconnectedness of the online world, where an attack on one company could have ripple effects across the entire internet. The DIN attack was a wake-up call for companies and organizations of all sizes to strengthen their defenses against DDoS attacks. It led to increased investment in DDoS mitigation services and a greater focus on cybersecurity best practices. In 2012, LinkedIn, the professional networking giant, experienced a massive data breach that compromised the passwords of 117 million users. The hackers didn't just steal the passwords, they publicly dumped them online, making it a free-for-all for anyone who wanted to access LinkedIn accounts. The breach highlighted the importance of using strong, unique passwords for each online account and the need for companies to properly hash and salt passwords to make them more difficult to crack. It also underscored the importance of two-factor authentication as an additional layer of security. The LinkedIn data breach was a major embarrassment for the company and a wake-up call for its users. It led to a wave of password resets and a renewed focus on cybersecurity best practices. The breach also had a lasting impact on the cybersecurity landscape as it contributed to the growing awareness of the importance of password security and the need for companies to take steps to protect their users' data. In 2013, Target, one of the largest retailers in the United States, experienced a massive data breach that compromised the credit and debit card information of 40 million customers. The hackers gained access to Target's systems by stealing credentials from a third-party vendor, highlighting the importance of securing the entire supply chain. The breach had a significant impact on Target, costing the company millions of dollars in fines, lawsuits, and lost business. It also damaged Target's reputation and eroded consumer trust. The Target data breach was a wake-up call for retailers and other companies that handle sensitive customer information. It highlighted the need for strong cybersecurity measures, including network segmentation, data encryption, and two-factor authentication. The breach also led to increased scrutiny of data security practices by regulators and policymakers, resulting in new regulations and guidelines designed to protect consumer data. Wow, we've just covered some of the most insane cyber attacks in history. From nuclear facilities to Hollywood studios, it's clear that no one is safe from the reach of cyber criminals. But remember, knowledge is power. By understanding the tactics used in these attacks, you're already one step ahead in protecting yourself. So be sure to use strong passwords, be wary of phishing scams, and keep your software updated. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay safe online.